Alright, today we're going to learn how to draw some basic forms. The first one we're going to start with is rectangular prisms. Rectangular prisms are boxes. Anything that's based off of a square or a rectangle to start with. So, anything that would be a box shape, the lights in here, the printers, the computer screens, anything that's going to be off of a rectangular shape made into a form. These are forms, not shapes. Remember, a form is 3D, a shape is 2D. So, to draw a rectangular prism, we're going to break it down step by step. So, write down steps. Number one is to draw a rectangle. It might also be a box, but in this case, I want you to draw a rectangle. Please try and draw lightly. I'm drawing dark so you can see close to a rectangle as possible. Step number two is to add 3 diagonal lines same direction and same length. I'm going to draw my rectangle again. Make sure you leave a little room off to the right and above, because I'm going to draw 3 diagonal lines. So for this rectangle, we're going to see the top and the right side. So I draw up and to the right, up and to the right, up and to the right. Make sure this goes the same direction as these two. A lot of people tend to try and make this a straight line connected to this, and then it doesn't look right. It's got to go up in the same direction as these two, about the same length, all 3 pieces. Step number 3 is to draw a horizontal and vertical lines. So if I go back to my rectangle with my 3 diagonals on it, they should all be about the same length. Now my horizontal line needs to go the same direction as this line right here. So they go across that way. So that one I drew a little bit shorter, so I'm going to make that one just a little longer. Now my vertical goes the same direction as this one right here. So off of this corner back here, and those two meet. And my last step is to shade. So I'm going to redraw it. So we're going to draw a rectangle. Do your 3 diagonals. Do your horizontal line. Your vertical line. And then make sure that's nice and light because you're going to shade and you shouldn't have any outlines. No outlining left. No outlines when you shade. Alright, so if the light is coming from the above right, this top is going to be the lightest. So very lightly put a little bit of value up there. Barely let it touch. Let your pencil touch. On the right here is going to be a medium, so we're going to go a little bit darker, not much. If you need to, go a second layer on top. Try and keep it an even value. If you drew light enough, your pencil line should be disappearing into the shading. Here you're going to go darker. And I'm doing layers to make it darker. And we're going to try and keep it even all the way across. I don't want it jet black though, because I still have to do my shadow. And my shadow has to be darker still. As long as it's darker than my medium side, I'm fine. Okay? Try to make sure you fill that value all the way up to the edge. See how my outlining on this box disappeared because I got it the right value? That should happen on all these edges except the fact that I had to draw darker so you could see. Now the shadow. The shadow is going to go underneath here a little bit, so make that your darkest, under there. It's going to extend out this way. This line here has to follow the same direction as this line right here. So since this slants up that way, this is going to slant up that way and then come back over here. About halfway up. It should not go past the halfway mark between the bottom and the top of that rectangle. And then you can color that in dark. Your shadow will always be the darkest thing. So you make a rectangle, add 3 diagonal lines going the same direction and the same length. Then you do your horizontal and your vertical line. And then you shade. If the light's coming from the above right, the top will always be the lightest. The right side will be a medium. The front side will be your darkest of the 3, but don't make it your real dark because then you have to still do your shadow. So, a couple other rectangles, rectangular shapes to draw. We're going to draw one that is vertical. So draw a rectangle that's vertical. This time we're going to go where we see the top and the left side, so my diagonals are going to go up and towards the left, make them about the same length and make sure they go in about the same direction. They should all be parallel. I think I've got that one a little short. Let's see, that one's length, that one's right. Just a tiny bit short, I think, on that one. Extend that just a little bit. Now I'm going to do my horizontal line. And I'm going to do my vertical line. Oh, I should have left it alone. Oh, well. That's okay. My light is still coming from the above right, so this top is still going to be my lightest. So if you drew light enough, your outline should disappear. Make sure you go all the way up to the edge. This front will be my medium. So a little bit darker. Press a little bit harder with the pencil. And there's all different kinds of ways you can use a pencil. I'm going to do an overlap of lines. You can lay it on the side and shade. You can do circles to shade. Now this up front on the left is going to be my darkest because it's the farthest away from the light. It depends on what kind of texture you're making as to how you're going to use your pencil. You can also do this in color. Same idea. Do your lights, mediums, and darks in color. Okay, there's the rectangular prism. I still need my shadow. So my shadow goes underneath this a little bit, and it comes out, and it comes off of this corner. And this line here has to go the same direction as this line here because that light's hitting that corner, that edge. So it comes off and goes that direction. And then I can color that in the darkest because shadow is always going to be the darkest. And what if I wanted this to be a cube? So I would draw a square. You can make it go whichever direction you want. Let's go top and right. Horizontal line, vertical line. There's your cube. The light's still coming from the above right, so this top will still be the lightest. If it was coming from the above left, it would just be flipped around. This side would be a medium. Front will be darkest. Again, don't make it real dark though, because you need to have your shadow the darkest. Nice thing about pencil is that you can keep building it up in layers. Make sure it goes all the way to the edge for that value. And then the shadow, underneath here some, comes out about halfway up, comes out a little bit. Follow the same direction as this edge over here for this line. And color it in heavily. This is your shadow. It's going to be the darkest thing of all.